Hello, the Observer here. I have no idea if this is actually working. Mainly because I have using my webcam's camera to do the YouTube live stream. Now, this is, as the title says, just going deep. Information, recommendations, feelings. But a few minutes before I started this, I was watching an anime, a different one that I haven't watched before. Just heads up, I am an otaku as well as a gamer. Can't cosplay and game probably without being an otaku most of the time. I am happy and sad at the same time. Like in earlier videos, I was talking about how I've just been trying to figure out life. Trying to meet people, trying to have fun, do whatever, I guess. To be really, really off. I was on YouTube because I want to follow in the footsteps of one of my favorite YouTubers, which I've explained in the previous video of who some of them are. But now I'll be working tomorrow, as I said, which hopefully I'll be able to make some good money. Spend it on hobbies in the pastime, as well as save it up for things I will need in the future. I doubt anyone's ever going to play the game of Guess My Age, so I'm an 18-year-old, I want to say young man, but I don't know. Most of society thinks those that are 18-year age are immature still or arrogant enough that they shouldn't be considered adults. Hence, again, probably the legal reason in not drinking till you're 21, because you're more figured out then. But not like I love a drink. I honestly hate the idea of drinking and such. But I do intend to hopefully grow more over the years. I have two wonderful close friends, well, closer than most, that I talk with once when I need them or when they want to talk. Since when I talk with people, I feel like I'm bothering them because I do tend to ramble on about random things like now. And I don't know how many people are actually truthful when they talk. Because when people want someone to shut up, and they never say to shut up. But then because they don't say it sooner, or they say it when they're at the breaking point from listening to all the rambling, it gets harder. It hurts everyone. The people that have always tried to be nice, and the people that you want them to shut up. Open communication is everything in the world, but no one does it. In video games, in real life, without when you're face to face, people don't communicate as well as they probably used to. And when they do communicate, it's never nice to begin with. It's terrified me all my life about people either going to yell at me for doing something supposedly wrong, something that's going to end up horrible. Terrified me all my life. That's the thought that people aren't ever going to be friendly to me, or any reason to be friendly. More or less, over all my life I've never trusted anyone either. I find things amusing. I try to do things on my own. I'm probably less ready to be anything but a kid still. And I still try to grow and learn. I'm trying to be as young as I can for as long as I can, but everything. It's been hard, honestly, recently. These past be weeks, maybe months. Things are hopefully looking up. Things will get better. Honestly, it's if they don't turn out any better, I'm gonna lose, aren't I? It feels like. Since I hardly show any emotions when I'm with people, I can laugh, I can feel anger. I try never to show my emotions because there's no. Another thing, caring is a big part in the world that a lot of people have seemed to have forgotten. Another concerning factor in the and why people don't talk. Like either everyone, the people that want to talk are afraid to talk because of that, because of kindness and nice. People that don't want to talk, or the people that will talk or don't want to talk for another reason is because they're the ones that are going to be mean about things. They're the ones that won't care. So, more or less, it's more worrying, more problems. I make this video, well, technically stream, but when it's done, it's going to turn into a video anyway. When I make this, I want everyone to share it, to watch it. I don't care if I'm entertaining right now. The title itself says something about deep. I can't remember because my mind's honestly scattered. It always is scattered. Some of the other videos I stuttered. I even stutter. I've been stuttering a lot recently anyway. So as that concludes on that idea, that yes, everything is getting harder, everything's changing. I don't know what's going to be easy. Talking with people is easy. My mom says that it will get easier as time goes on. But no one's ever going to give me the chance unless I either make the first move or someone else does. Again, terrified of the thought of trying to move first. Stepping my foot forward just to say, hey, hi, how are you? Just to get common ground. A wise man once said, it's not your everything that's common that should bring you together. It's everything that's different that should bring you everyone together. Accepting differences. Everyone can be whatever they want to be. Gay, lesbian, straight, bisexual, etc., etc. Everyone can be whatever personality, whatever style person. Religion shouldn't decide that. Politics shouldn't decide any of that either. But because people choose one side over the other and not just being the middleman and not choosing a side, they're all terrified. They're either not terrified and are stubborn and just staying on their side, or they're terrified to stay out of all of it in the general. It's ridiculous. Back when my grandparents were my age, no doubt, that everyone was content with how things were. But now, as in my generation starts growing, they know everything that's happening about it. That talking with people is getting harder, not easier. Even with all the techno stuff, it's much harder these days because people are understanding the differences, but not accepting or being forced into a position they don't want to be. I've been forced in plenty of positions. And every time have either fought or ran away. No shame in being cowardice. Never is. Sure, people might laugh at you. Even your friends might laugh at you for being cowardice at times, but that's always just for fun. There's no shame in it, though. Pride, cowardice, it all ties together in a sense. If you have too much pride, you would do something stupid that you will regret. If you have too much cowardice, you might not do what you want to do when the time is right. Such as when you find a cute girl, she has a great personality and she's into you, but you don't make the right steps or take the step in general. Honestly, I've never had a girlfriend. Probably never will for a long time. A man once told me that women aren't objects, which they're not. They should always be treated like people, like friends still. If a girl likes you, she'll come out on her own, hopefully. No one should. It doesn't matter who makes the first step when it comes to relationships, that's for sure. But it does matter how things move on. Friends are important, but the whole world doesn't need to be your friend. Of course, people aren't going to ever agree with you, whether they accept it or not is another thing. You can have hundreds of friends. Friends, not close friends. Close friends are people you can go to have a drink with, to get together, go to anime convention, video game convention, Comic-Con, E3, all fun things because honestly, YouTubers, anyone that watches YouTube or anime or play games knows fandom more than anyone else. And our kind have grown exceedingly. We are probably the highest as we've ever been, and just going to get high on the pedestal until who knows what. To politics get involved, to the wrong sort of higher authorities, such as the wrong, like religion again. Stand up for yourselves, everyone. Believe in your beliefs, but don't criticize, don't destroy others. Well, don't destroy. Criticize has critics help. As he says, don't criticize. Criticizing is always going to be a part of life, but you don't act on criticisms or those beliefs towards other people. Like terrorists. Everyone knows 9/11. Oh, who doesn't know that Twin Towers bomb, a stupid bomb or whatever? Those terrorists did it for their beliefs, for their stupid religion. I honestly don't care about religion. There's Christianity, and there's Antichrist. Christianity is not a damn religion. I don't care who finds this freaking offensive right now when I say this. A teacher, in fact, told me, and because I've always hated religion, hated it, and yet I believe in gods. A friend of mine told me, the teacher told me, Christianity is not a religion. You can believe in God and not follow any of the Bible. Those that made Christianity a religion, I don't know what to say about them. They all just want control, I guess. So the Bible controls people's actions because people fear the wrath of God. I guarantee it's all fear, control, politics, belief, religion, all ties together. I guarantee it. No one has no one wants to say it up front. Everyone that does YouTube videos or does entertainment, anything where they're talking of their own free will, they never get involved in this stuff because they don't want to. They're staying out of it. And I agree that they should stay out of it. But once in a while, someone as knuckleheaded and like me should stand up and actually say what it is, how it is, and hope that others with the same feeling will stand up with me or anyone that stands up. There's always going to be two sides of a coin, but everyone should always hold the same coin, to always look at both sides and not fight over it. It is a strange world we live in these days. People need to support each other. People do not need to be fighting each other. People don't need to be doing stupid things. So yeah. This is the world we live in. You either stand up or cower behind others that don't have real power over you. Take police, for example. You break a law, they arrest you. But what about beliefs, or just because you're not, or not what they want like? They have no power over you. There is such thing as abuse of power or position. Police do it all the time, and these days apparently. I've heard stories on YouTube itself where plenty of police overdo it. I honestly agree that police should be here in the world to protect. But I believe that some people should not be police, just so they can either abuse power or do it for selfish beliefs, such as like Islamics, Mexicans, any racial aspect of it. So that's where all the stories have come about most of the times. It's all about the race of humans that doing them, that they were taught in ignorance. Other than that, there are those hosts that are good, that actually stand up for what's right and agree with what America stood for. It was not made. It was not made. There's a word for it. To cast out the unwanted. America is built to be free. Free of most restrictions of other places. Free from the corrupt control. America, yes, is probably still always going to be one of the most freest places. There's plenty of corrupt people in America, don't get me wrong. I'm Russian. I was born in Russia, adopted at 3.5 years old. That's why my accent sounds so weird. And I know corrupt people. I was raised by a good family. Still am being raised. And both of them, my mother and my father, both from separate sides of America. Up near Washington, where it's much more strict. Is where my dad came from. Mom came down from here in Texas. That's where it's more free-flowing. Probably one of the better places. But getting very crowded. And crowded things get worse. But they but they are both two sides of a different coin. Sure, I get frustrated with them sometimes. I don't agree with everything. But I still do as I need to. Or go for that. I guarantee there are certain teachings, even if anyone that watches this ever say the teachings that they were taught were right, if they are teaching you to always hate a certain kind of person, to do something for your belief, to do anything, teaching you anything that sounds ridiculous, even if you don't believe it's ridiculous, if you think hard enough. Another thing people don't realize about how it all ties in with thinking as well. Belief is part of your mind. What do you believe in? My God, I believe in dragons once existing in the world. I believe in fairies, unicorns. I'm not mad. I'm eccentric. I don't go hunting for them because if they existed, by God, what would they say now if they were alive now? This whole world would be topsy-turvy. Either we'd be at war with magical creatures, or the magical creatures would have been in hiding a long time ago from our path in the world. Magical creatures would be hiding. Just because of how the path we've gone. Which would also end up to us never believing in them other than stories. A wise man once said, legends come from truth. So do myths. Gotta figure out where the roots signify. Everyone thinks it came from quails and stuff. But it's probably more accurate that it came from the ancient rhino. So consider an ancient rhino, as one of the stories said. Because, yeah. That's the only possible explanation of where it would come from, not quail, because quail were underwater. They always thought their horns were the unicorn's horns. Probably where the movie The Last Unicorn comes in play, of where that came from, of where the story on that. A young unicorn is told from humans that were hunting in a forest, wise humans because they left the forest, They told just into the air with the unicorn listening that she was the last. But this is spoilers. At the end of the movie, they all find out she and two human companions that she made friends with along the way found out that the unicorns were driven to sea by the Red Bull and a King Haggard, the main protagonist. Not protagonist, villain, I guess. But he drove them into the sea because when he looked upon them, they made him happy. But what he wanted made him do bad for the world just to have it. But again, whale underwater, unicorn horn sticking out. They probably thought that's where the story idea came from, of unicorns being in the sea. They driven to sea or in the sea, probably basis of the story of The Last Unicorn. I think it actually used to be a book because at one time I watched a video about that when the creator of it was like at a fair or something, he had some girl come up to him with sketches of the characters. And he said those look exactly like what he envisioned. So, as I said, this is just a deep talk. Random things can pop up out of nowhere, such as fantasy talks or whatever. But it all goes back to belief, to control. What stems from belief and control? Religion, politics, fear. Fear always controls actions. Wise man once said, I know. I say a lot that the wise man said, even though it's just a saying that I've said for years, though. I'll probably be saying a lot in the YouTube channel. Wise man once said, fear. I had to think of what it was specifically. That the one true fear is not running away when you're scared. Probably just standing there and doing nothing. And a wise man once said, bravery. True bravery is not always knowing when to fight, but when to run away. Because being brave is different from being stupid. Having no fear of death, that's stupid. Everyone has a fear of dying. Some people still go through it, though, with what they do. Because they're okay with dying. Everyone dies eventually, after all. Sure, we might live longer in the future. I'm still young enough that who knows what medical advances happen. I could live to be 200 if I'm lucky. Plucky, lucky, ducky. I'm the observer, though. I might observe my own death beforehand. We'll find out. Fear, belief, control. Religion and politics. Everything connects to each other. Everything will always be together. But everyone looks at the common ground, not the differences. Details people always miss. It makes me sad. I'm smiling, but I'm sad. Because I don't show emotion much. I honestly hid my emotions most of my life. So doing something that actually makes me show emotions like this. Even if I'm sad, it makes me happy to know that I can feel. That I wouldn't hurt someone for no reason. that anything that I do actually has a reason. Not just because I'm told to, not just because I have to. No, because I want to, because I feel like I want to do it, because I feel like I can do it. If I didn't feel anything, I'd probably be dead by now. And believe me, I've had suicidal thoughts years before. Pressing, but easy to overcome when you have the right people around. Very easy if you have the right people. But even if you have the right people, I suppose, if you don't open up and talk about what's happening, you might very well kill yourself. Like I probably would have if I never talked. But I'm here today, and yeah, here today still for now. Hopefully I won't make mistakes in my life. I hope everyone stays true to who they truly are. Not based on religion, not based on politics, but based on what you like. The whole video, everything was about being true, not following anyone else's written law. Sure, there's some laws that are false. True, I meant, not false. Like, don't kill anyone, don't thieve. There's always reasons. Some things are better than others to actually enact, that people should always agree with. Some things aren't. Two sides of a coin again. Like, if anyone agrees that random people should just be murdered for the sake of a religion, there is true insanity in the world. Sometimes it's even found. Sometimes it's found in this most common man. They don't show it through skeletons and closets. They show it from the mindset. Sure, they might seem sane, but how do they talk? Do they talk racism? Do they talk of how things should be? Like dictatorships and stuff. That's true insanity right there. Dictatorships. I guarantee. Why do you think we had the Civil War? To abolish slavery. Slavery is bad. I agree. If we were supposed to still have slaves, if any higher power, like God or gods, thought we should have kept having slaves, we wouldn't have had a fight down here about it. On this pathetic piece of dirt. I say pathetic, because we just tear it up anyway. It's just dirt. Nothing to fight over. We make it great, though. Man made Earth great. And we can also destroy what's great. Insanity, belief, fear, politics, religion. Again, I don't know how many times I've said it, but everything ties together. Like a stone falling into a calm pond makes ripples. Every action creates a reaction. It's how humans react, though. Sure, water is a horrible example. It reacts violently to begin with, makes ripples, sometimes huge, sometimes small, no matter what the action. There's always a reaction from it. But humans can make a better choice. We can change the world for better. We can make it great. We can fall down on our own creation, standing up high because of one misstep. One misstep from anything. Like we have been. People on high already have fallen because of their missteps. Because of their either following politics or religion or fear. Fear with control. Like, people have fallen. There have been people that have embraced their differences and tried to make the world better. Sure, some people say they did great, they are doing good. But that's only some. How many of you in the world right now are thinking, if you ever watch this video, if you think that you are thinking, they aren't doing anything for the world, but it doesn't matter. Everything bloomin' matters. Small details, big details. It all connects. I'm not going to stress enough about this. Everything in the world connects. Whether it connects from 10 things before it or 10 things after. Eventually, it leads back to the same things. Whether you agree with me or not, anyone, I implore you to think about this, everything I've said, everything deeply. I implore you, encourage everyone to look at the world better than to see it at its worst. Don't listen to the news channels. They focus on the bad. Trust me, I don't watch the news. I don't care if it's going to rain. Sure, the rain's depressing. It's not going to kill you. Sure, if it storms, you have to be careful on the road. But what about everything else on the news? Does everyone want to hear about all these murderings? Everyone want to hear about all these kidnappings and slavery? This stuff shouldn't even be happening in the first place. There are sex slaves, etc., etc. There are still slaves in other countries of the world. And no one's going to ever do anything about them because it's not their place, supposedly. They'll get shot or arrested. Even just saying anything about this would probably cause trouble. Like the Civil War again. Someone said something and people agreed and rose up. There are people that didn't agree, rose up. A big fight. As long as something happens, something that can change the world for the better, there are things that don't change the world for the better. Again, like terrorists. They fight for nothing. Get the two. We can learn it, but we shouldn't celebrate it. Plenty of people die every day. But we need to move on because, need to move on. And actually focus on why and what happened. And stop it from happening again. There are mistakes in the life we can't avoid. When they happen, try and avoid them next time because you'll know what happened and what you can probably do to avoid it next time. How many things has America tried to avoid? A lot. We've been doing good, I think. But everyone is not looking at anything but one side of the coin. We got like liberals, Democrats, blah blah blah. They're people with different ideas. Sure, that's why America has presidents to figure out what's going to be best. There are things that are madness. Gun control, sure, that's stupid. I don't agree with guns, but I'd never take it away. As long as people can protect themselves when needed, because there's always going to be the insane man shooting in places. But there's also going to be people that aren't insane. At least people. Why do you think? What happened? Does anyone remember Hitler? He what? He enslaved them, and probably even after that he was killing them after the work was done, just because he didn't care about them Jews. It's all the same thing. Everything. It all goes the same way. I just hope anyone who watches this can learn and grow better from themselves. I just hope I can actually help make the world better. Even if it's through the internet. Even if it's my own words and not someone of a high monarchy or president saying it himself. I hope this video teaches what needs to actually be taught, not what needs to be heard. People don't need to hear what they need to hear these days. It's what they want to hear, but it's not what they need to hear. They need to hear a two-sided coin, not a one side, and learn from our mistakes. The Observer, over and out. Thank you for watching.